Hello, and welcome to Sandlando Soundwaves. I'm Derek Kindlesberger. Today, we'll be covering Day 49, which encompasses Genesis chapter 50, verse 15 through 26. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "What if Joseph holds a grudge against us and pays us back for all the wrongs we did to him?" So they sent word to Joseph saying, "Your father left these instructions before he died. This is what you are to say to Joseph. I ask you to forgive your brothers the sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of the servants of the God of your father." When their message came to him, Joseph wept. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children." And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. Joseph stayed in Egypt along with all his father's family. He lived 110 years and saw the third generation of Ephraim's children. Also, the children of Machir's son and Manasseh were placed at birth on Joseph's knees. Then Joseph said to his brothers, "I am about to die, but God will surely come to your aid and take you up out of this land to the land he promised on oath to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." And Joseph made the Israelites swear an oath and said, "God will surely come to your aid, and then you must carry my bones up from this place." So Joseph died at the age of 110. And after they embalmed him, he was placed in a coffin in Egypt. Now let's go over our 7 arrows. What does this passage say? What does this passage mean to its original audience? What does this passage tell us about God? What does this passage tell us about man? What does this passage demand of me? How does this passage change the way I relate to people? What does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Now open up your 7 Arrows book to page 65 and follow along as we read this devotion. Through a unique and unexpected series of circumstances, God elevated Joseph to a key position of power in the nation of Israel. God had warned Joseph that he would strike the land with a famine, and Joseph led the nation to store up provisions for the years of scarcity. More importantly, God used Joseph's position to provide for the family that once disowned him. Jacob's sons and Joseph's brothers came to Egypt for food and ended up confronting their brother face to face. Joseph was, at this point, in the position of power, yet he chose not to take revenge. Instead, he blessed the brothers who sold him into slavery. He concluded that even those things that seemed meant for evil could be used by God to accomplish his mission in the world. This is the story of the book of Genesis. God began by making a promise and enacted a plan in Genesis 3. Try as we might, no amount of human sin can thwart God's purposes. The book ends with the line of Eve's children still intact and another promise from God that the child will come through the tribe of Judah. God is faithful, and we can trust him.